On average, how often do you off a week?
Quite a few times.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
Gooning! The act of becoming completely self-absorbed with your penis and masturbation such that your face and mannerisms take on the personality of a goon. Tongue out, vacant expression, grunting, muttering. Men gooning often prefer hours of edging to actual release, an artifact of modern times and plentiful Now, if you happen to understand any of that, let's be honest, you yourself might be a gooner. But I don't blame you, because at this point, who the fuck isn't? I'm not exaggerating when I say this. We're in the middle of a gooning crisis. No, a gooning epidemic. Because I've been noticing an alarming trend these past few years where it seems like gooner culture has gotten way too mainstream. And what I mean by when I say mainstream gooner culture is the normalization of being a chronically horny bastard online. If I could pinpoint exactly when this gooning shit started getting bad, I'd go all the way back to the pandemic. A time where everyone around the world was locked inside and had non-stop access to the internet. While many people used this unprecedented time to fulfill their hobbies, learn new skills, or spend time with their family, others found it far more productive to just jerk it all fucking day. Seriously, the daily routine of a pandemic gooner was to wake up, off, eat breakfast, off, brush your teeth, off, go on Discord, off, go to bed, and then off to go to sleep. Forget praying 5 times a day. These motherfuckers will be gooning 5 times a day minimum. Now, a lot of the blame for this deservedly falls on the gooners and their lack of self-control. But I'm not gonna lie, this problem has become exponentially worse due to the fact that gooner content isn't just in the dark corners of the internet anymore. You know, there used to be a time and place, an active effort, an intention required to seek out that type of content. But now it has never been easier to be exposed to this shit, whether you want to see it or not. Because algorithms on social media all push this shit in your face 24/7. I look at a popular tweet, all the replies are OnlyFans promos. Go on YouTube, you got scam ads rivaling fucking sites, and when I scroll on TikTok, it's only a matter of time before a big ass BBL takes up my entire goddamn screen. Like, I legit feel violated when I see this shit sometimes because I'm not actively seeking it out. If I want to look at I wouldn't be on TikTok. And what's even worse, I got all these motherfuckers who make promoting this shit on these platforms. Like, if I was a kid with unrestricted access to social media, I generally don't know how cooked I'd be. Because normal online spaces being flooded with all this gooner-brained content, who would have guessed is breeding a generation of gooners? I am in genuine disbelief that there exist so many communities online that celebrate the fact that they're chronically addicted to I don't recommend looking any of these up, but for your awareness, you got entire devoted fucking subreddits like r/gooned, r/goonethub, r/gooned meetup, r/goon galaxy, and of course, r/edging talk, with a combined membership of over 3 million users. I've had the misfortune of reading some of the comments in these communities, most of which describe how gooning has completely consumed their life, from wasting their entire day to more extreme cases like losing their job or other things. Now look, I am aware that this behavior is not out of character on Reddit of all places, and I understand that it might come across as goonophobic of me to pretend like all these gooners are exactly the same, because honestly, they're not. Understand that there are levels to this shit. Like, someone who is a level 1 gooner is just somebody who probably watches a lot of they're bored and got nothing better to do, so they use it as a way to get cheap dopamine hits, which, while still bad for you, believe it or not, is also the least dangerous of the gooner levels, because if you're able to quit, you avoid the downward spiral that comes with this destructive behavior. But once you've evolved to, let's say, a level 10 gooner, you are now far more invested. A level 10 gooner is someone who gets excited and craves the next batch of goon material, like they're anticipating the next episode of a fucking Netflix show. And if you know anything about binge watching TV shows, you know damn well that shit isn't free, which is why the level 10 gooners, more often than not, financially invested just as much as they are emotionally. These are the premium users, the top 1% donor on OnlyFans, people who are now too attached to go back to the free content. And more often than not, these motherfuckers are into some of the freakiest shit imaginable, because the vanilla goon material doesn't hit the same anymore. But what happens when premium content is still not enough? This is the level 50 gooner, a gooning connoisseur who is not satisfied with the 10 terabytes of they consume on a daily basis. These are the freaks that can only get satisfaction from turning literally anything and everything they see into something sexual. And these level 50 gooners have now manifested the power of AI to do things that should honestly put you on a watch list. There's an AI model on Twitter called Grok, where any user on the app can tag Grok to a tweet along with whatever prompt they want. Keep in mind, you can privately use this service. You don't need to tag these tweets to your account. But as you'd expect, gooners almost exclusively use this shit for a public off session, which 99% of the time uses doctored, non-consenting images of real fucking people. Like, anytime an attractive woman posts a picture of herself online, literally the first goddamn reply will be like, Grok, take off her clothes. Grok, turn her around. Grok, put white drippy glue dripping from her face with her tongue out and make her eyes cross a little bit and give her a visible small red blood.
Kill yourself!
These gooners are so desensitized to the amount of depraved content they watch that being this shameless with real people is just normal to them. And as pathetic as that is, it's important to understand that gooning to this degree is itself a symptom of a larger problem. Because everything is so accessible, we constantly fill the void to satisfy ourselves with shit that then reinforces a lack of discipline. And as that experience, let alone the gooning experience, continues to become more and more personalized, we never run out of supply. Like, not too long ago, Google released the VO3 AI video model, and it's scarily impressive. It has better, more realistic quality video with coherent dialogue and sound effects on top of it. With such a groundbreaking feat in technology, it was only a matter of time until people were like, how can I jerk off to this? Leading to the creation of horny-ass AI-generated videos with audio. This is genuinely terrifying, and I'm just imagining the Pandora's box that this opens. I already know that scam ads are gonna get worse, and gooners are gonna get freakier. And look, it's not like the act of jerking off is inherently bad for you, but we as humans are not designed to comprehend having constant, personalized 4K, ultra digital HD, dual monitor, PS5, VR headset, ass and fucking titties flying in our face. But if having infinite goon material at your fingertips still does not satisfy you, you might actually be the level 100 gooner. A gooner so unabashedly horny that they take their depravity out in public and wear that shit like a badge of honor. I'm talking about in the school bathrooms, straight up watching in public libraries, or even worse, committing acts that get you on the sex offender registry. As you'd expect, flashing your gooning problem around real people can actually put you and others at risk, something best demonstrated by an event known as the goon ride. Once upon a time, a man driving a Dodge Charger pulled up to a bikini barista drive-thru. As the barista approached the window, she was shocked to see that the man was
very comfortable in his car.
You need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
After getting humiliated on camera, the gooner drove off in the sunset and took the matter into his own hands, literally, and then
Logged off from the server.
Seeing someone go this far and losing everything all because he was horny is fucking hilarious, not gonna lie, but there has to be a lesson in here somewhere. I'm not trying to victimize the guy considering he was clearly harassing these drive-thru workers, but at the end of the day, this guy
Logging off of Minecraft.
has been completely eclipsed by the fact that bro was a certified gooner. A lot of which I think has to do with how much the internet is comfortable with this topic. Beneath all the memes, the goon is a grim reality of how gooning addictions can spiral out of control and have devastating consequences. I'm not surprised that there's been such an uptick in self-improvement content specifically catered to gooners. It's so destructive that people will resort to literally anything to rid themselves of this problem, like watching off AI motivation videos with Batman or fucking Vegeta. Given how much of a hold this shit has on the population, it was only a matter of time until multi-million-dollar companies realized that deliberately feeding into horny posting and gooner culture is a profitable business model. And look, I understand that the phrase sex sells has always been true when it comes to advertising, but shit like Sydney Sweeney's bathwater is a lot more deliberate in-your-face gooner bait compared to something like using hot girls to sell fucking cheeseburgers. The fact that the product sold out instantly and is being relisted for like 20x the price is intentional. Nowadays, the product being sold is the goon because that is enough for a lot of people. Buying a girl's bathwater has gone from being associated with niche internet degenerates to the mainstream. Remember that AI model I mentioned? Grok? Well, Twitter just released an update to the model that now comes with an AI anime girlfriend for Premium Plus users.
Oh, babe, that rugged ass in those shorts is a total tease.
We might actually be cooked. I don't think anything can stop the progression of brain rot in the social media sphere, but to anyone struggling with gooning out there, let me give you some advice that I think genuinely will help. Remember, whenever you happen to bust, you release literally millions upon millions of sperm in one single nut. And knowing that information, just imagine wasting liters upon liters of every day on a Chun-Li Fortnite twerk-off!